Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Communities Live here on Sheffield Live 93.2 FM. And we have Colin Conway, who is the Chief Executive of Social Work England, and Sarah Blackmore, Executive Director for the Professional Practice of Social Work England. Good afternoon.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, Chris. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. We spoke to you before a couple of years about, must be about over a year ago now. I mean, how time flies.
Indeed, yeah. We did. It was last year. It was our this is Social Work Week this week, and so that's why we have this campaign called Change the Script, which is um a week of celebrating the amazing work and the impact that social workers have in people's lives and in the community. And, right across Sheffield today, there will be social workers out working with people in the community, having a great impact on their lives at potentially quite a difficult time for them.
It's an interesting thing as well because I mean, you mentioned change the script, which we covered last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they always perceive the bad light for social workers, and I mean, but that's not always the case, is it?
No, and that's the key really for our campaign this year. We're trying to highlight and focus on those social workers who work in the communities with adults, because quite often the perception of social work is that they work with children and families,
Yeah.
and that quite often children and families have a negative experience of that or have a difficult impact on their lives. Whereas we're at Social Work England, we're the regulator for social work, and as you know, Chris, we're based in Sheffield as well. And there's 106,000 registered social workers in England, and you must be registered with us in order to call yourself a social worker. About half of them work with children and families, but the other half work with a whole broad range of people in a whole range of different environments. Like, for example, in hospitals, in communities with homeless people, people with disability, and now increasingly in the area of mental health. So there is a broad range of experiences of social work. And we want to highlight that and celebrate that and celebrate the impact that that has in our communities.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. We need to get some positive vibes on social work because you do an amazing amount of work, and I forever thank you for it. And thank you for joining me. And I mean, Sarah, I mean, I want to ask you, I mean, what does it entail to be a social worker? I mean, what do you need to do?
Well, I'm a social worker myself, and I have been for almost 30 years now. And social workers are a hugely skilled profession, really highly trained and regulated in similar ways to doctors and nurses and others. And it's an amazing profession to be a part of. I'm still blown away by the variety of roles that social workers play and the different areas they work in, which is partly why we have the campaign that we're launching today, Change the Script. Um, there's such a broad range of what social work can do and what it does do. It's about challenging injustice, dismantling oppression, and advocating for people's well-being. And part of that is also questioning the reasons and societal issues that have caused people to need social work services or to become unwell in the first place. And we've seen increasing issues across society over recent years, whether that's poverty or mental health or climate change, racism and discrimination, all of which directly impact on the work that social workers do. And the heart of social work really is about courage, integrity, and standing with people. And our Change the Script campaign and the artwork that has been produced by Helen Kamak, who is a Turner Prize winning artist and a former social worker herself, helps us to shine a light on that and the breadth of what social work can do.
And she's also launched, I mean, we're just going to ask you about a question actually, but she's also launched a new project to honour unseen social work. So can you just tell us a bit more about the project that she's working on?
Yes, absolutely. So Helen is a fantastic artist, and she has come up with a mural and a poem which describes social work happens here. And she's also said, which really resonates and strikes a chord with me, that social workers are special and should be celebrated. And she's worked with a range of social workers who work in different areas and unseen areas, really, to what I think some of the stereotypes are about where social work happens. She's worked with Alex, who is a palliative care social worker in a hospital in Cambridgeshire. She's worked with Hannah, who is part of a charity supporting children and young people and their families with a cancer diagnosis. And also David, who is a mental health social worker with the London Ambulance Service. And so she's spoken to them about their work and has turned that into a mural explaining what social work does and the huge value that social workers contribute to society and the impact that they have on millions of people across the country every day.
That's fantastic. I mean, fantastic work. And I mean, what can we do? What can we do more to make it more positive for people? Because we need to do something. We need to definitely change the script around social workers. So, what can we do to help?
Well, I think from shows like EastEnders and Hollywood films like Precious and others, I think social workers are frequently shown playing roles which might appear intrusive and neglectful, or, for example, forcibly taking children away from their families. All of that leads to perceived negative outcomes for the people that they're supporting.
Yeah,
And these portrayals are often inaccurate. And many social workers believe that some of those storylines are contributing to mounting recruitment and retention challenges in the profession. So the media can do a lot in helping us to change the script and showing the real stories of social work, which is what this campaign aims to do. And if you're a busy social worker and you're about to embark on a day of visits with families, many of whom might be in very, very difficult situations that you're having to deal with and work with them, if you just seen a whole raft of really negative stereotypes about what you do, it's not going to encourage you. To do your best work or to stay in a profession. So there is a real role for the media to help us change the script.
sure. And I mean, like you say, there's a stigmatism about social workers, unfortunately. And like I say, we definitely need to change that. It's I can't believe it's absolutely flown this interview. I mean, there's so many questions I would love to ask you. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, and it's just unbelievable how quick it's gone. And I want to say, Colin, Sarah, thank you for joining me today. I'd like to give the final word to you two. So we'll start with you, Colin. I mean, Callum, sorry. What would you like to say to our listeners who is currently listening right now?
Well, I know quite a few of your listeners, I am sure, will have experience of social work or will have a social worker themselves, or some of their family will have encountered a social work. So I would just say, for this week, well, for every week, but this week in particular, to really celebrate social workers and the impact that they have on people's lives, and to be aware just of the importance of the role, and to encourage them, and to remind them that they do incredible work, and we together with yourself and others, Chris, we can improve the perception of social work without a doubt.
Definitely. And I would love to do that for you. Sarah, what would you like to say?
Oh, thank you, Chris. I'd like to say, please go to our website at socialworkengland.org.uk and look at our campaign video that shows the difference that social workers make to the lives of people they've been working with, including David, Alex, and Hannah, and Helen's work as our artist. And just this week, Social Work Week, a massive, massive thank you to my colleagues across the country. You do an amazing job, and I'm really proud to be part of this profession.
Colin, Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks very much, Chris. Much appreciated.
Thank you.